Here we go. So, we got Zelda Breath of the Wild. This one, oh, I've got the listed descriptions for them, don't I? Some of these are returning, some of these are brand new on the list, I believe, so let's check these. So, in case you only come here for Grand Strategy, in which case you haven't been coming here for a while, I do long plays, and people just freely submit whatever they think would make a good long play, and if I think, hey, that does look like a good idea, I put it up for you to vote on. So, first up is Zelda Breath of the Wild. Alpha Gemo put this forward. He says, it's a Zelda, use English dubs to annoy Max. Finish before Nitro does. There's a lot of in-jokes in this one. Anyway, he says that doing all the quests, it's something like a 30-hour long play. And I do want to play it. I have it. I've been intending on playing it for a long time. But, you know, there's a lot of games I have that I intend on playing. There's Motorsport Manager. This one was submitted by Valentinas. It's a manager race simulation game, and they say, I quote, best race simulator in the market, deep but not overpowering learning curve. You hire drivers, build cars, research and manage races, and many other things. The game has many modes and quality of life improvements if needed. The only con is there's no licenses, so fake teams and drivers. Well, I wouldn't know them anyway, so not that that matters too much. This is completely uncharted territory. I have no idea what the game would be like, but we've got to have a wild card in there. There is Mars Horizon. Edtry submitted this one. They say memorable moments like when your manned moon rocket explodes and the Chinese get there first, and you lament how expensive your failure was. More seriously, it's a management sim. First and foremost, with some lighter puzzle elements, gameplay is mostly planning and stretching your tiny budget to stay ahead or just keep up in the space race. I'm good at that. Seems pretty good on brand for this channel. Give me good vibes for what it's worth. He reckons it's a 12 to 20 hour long play. Next up is Bridge Constructor Portal. Jorlum25 submitted this and said, from when you want to come back to the bridge building genre, once Polybridge has faded from memory, it's a variant of the bridge builder game. It adds portals, and other physics-altering mechanics to the formula. They reckon it's a 13 to 16 hours, according to how long to beat. Now, I loved Polybridge 2, and I was recently rewatching some of that. Kind of a bit saddened that not more people joined in on the fun of that. Maybe it'll happen with this one. Final one is Factory Town. This one got beaten out before, but it's back again. It's an automation game. Build, automate, and optimize giant factories on 3D terrain with conveyor belts, trains, chutes, pipes, and airships. Sell your goods to expand borders, increase happiness, and unlock tech. Sounds like even more primitive Factorio. Unknown on how long that would take, but the game was just out when that was added to the list. So it's up to you to decide which of these come through. The winner takes all. In the case of a tie, third place wins it. Unfortunately, I have to now prepare the poll, which is always flow breaking. I'd like to have the polls prepared in advance, but there's no technology on Twitch for that. So, next, long play. And I immediately made a spelling error in long play. I make so many spelling errors. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Motorsport Horizon, and Mars. Oh no, it's Motorsport Manager. It's Mars Horizon. That's what happens when we get too much to look at. No, it's Motorsports Manager. Mars Horizon, Bridge Constructor Portal, and Factory Town. I got no idea which one's going to pull ahead here. Mars Horizon did the second best in the last vote, so that, I suppose, has a shot if the same people are voting. But of course, this is an oligarchy, not a democracy, so there's every possibility that it's not going to be the popular vote, and I'm fine with that. If you have either bits or vote swingers, you can push for your favorite one, but regardless how it swings, the poll is live. And we can actually get it on screen as well, can't we? Let's bring that over and up and down. It's running for 3 minutes. As I said, winner takes all here. Do I not have a better way of showing it? Maybe maybe no. Let's just make you bigger for now and make you considerably less transparent. And now it's cut off at the bottom. Oh, what am I doing now? There we go. And there we go. So, Motorsport Manager, which is the real wild card, is coming out strong here. Now, racing isn't something that is really ever on this channel. I think I streamed Top Gear once a long time ago, and we had Pod Racer, but much more by the books racing games like that, no. And this isn't even the racing, it's the managing of the racing. I wouldn't have submitted it if it was just a racing game, because that's not really my genre, but managing it appeals somewhat. Factory Town and Bridge Constructor Portal are dead in the water, but Mars Horizon and Breath of the Wild both going at it to fight against motorsports here. How would you describe your interest in motorsport? I couldn't tell you anything about motorsports, Quintuple. Well, I suppose I could try. There are cars, they race around in loops, they go meow. There was a movie made about a guy who almost died in a ball of flames, and then his competitor overtook him, but then he got better and got back into the race. And there was a scene where his competitor beats up a journalist, which was really cool. That's about all I know about motorsport. It wasn't Days of Thunder and it wasn't Cars 2. I think it was something like Speed, but I'm pretty sure that's the movie about the bus, or maybe the yacht. I don't know. Rush! It was Rush! Niki Lauda versus James Hunt. Thank you, Linux. It was indeed Rush. Much like Speed, but not quite. Okay, even Breath of the Wild is starting to fade away. It's starting to become between Motorsport and Mars Horizon. But, let me reiterate, if there is a draw, let's say Motorsport and Mars tie for top space, third place would win, and currently standing, that would be Zelda Breath of the Wild. I love that system. It means that people that don't really get behind their choices get punished for it greatly. So although Zelda Breath of the Wild might not look like the front runner anymore, it has a decent chance if one of these two don't get a reasonable head against the other. Niki Lauda. Yes, it was an Austrian. I knew there was something I enjoyed about it. Pained Austrian. Okay, we're coming down to our final couple dozen seconds here or so, and it's just tit and tat between Motorsports and Mars. Mars is really starting to fall behind as the Motorsporters are starting to really rush out. So it seems like Earth is beating sci-fi here. Well, it's not really sci-fi. There's nothing fictional about it. Or is there? I don't know. Don't know enough about space exploration. Final few seconds. Mars is pushing back like hell unleashed. And it secures it. Wow, Motorsports had a hell of a run there. Ends on 420, but Mars Horizon beats it out with 434. So good call. People who are into outer space exploration. But we're not going to finish it off there. What's quite important is to know who is backing these sorts of things. As I said, this is not a popularity contest. It is not a facade of a democracy. This is an oligarchy. Let's go and find out exactly who didn't have the guts to back their favorite horse. You're going to have to bear with me a few seconds, because now I need to go and capture it. We have the technology. Some people who run their own polls like to ask me how I do this. So if you run polls and then you want to then show everybody how it turned out, if you go to your dashboard and click on your poll, there's an option to view results. Then you just pull that out and capture it as a separate window. In any case, where am I looking here? Poll results, grab, and... Oh wow, it fits in rather snugly here, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. A little bit of tweaking to bring it all in. Hey, there we go. Can we go a bit better? I think we can. It'd be so nice if I could just have these set up on the fly or on the side. Kind of miss working at Paradox and having somebody else handle these things. Okay, so tell us exactly, how did this go down? I see you there, Born, with your 500,000 points. Given up on the Dictator, have you? Let's start with Factory Town. It died on its arse. Electrono tried desperately to use up their stored up vote swingers to swing it, but no, it just wasn't enough. Factory Town was never having this. I don't know why. Factory Town sounds like exactly the kind of thing that people that come to this channel would be after, but I think this is the second or perhaps even third time it's just died on the polls. I haven't played the game. I might have to look into it in my own spare time. Okay, as for Bridge Constructor, 17 voters, 17 votes. Nobody felt like backing it any stronger than that. I suppose these aren't people that understood the true joy of Polybridge. Zelda. Zelda got some real support here. 50 voters, 166 between them. Alsvith poured a few bits behind it. And they also chucked over 100,000 vote swingers behind it. This is why we have the big several million bets that go on the weekly one-shot. Because the winners have the ability to drop the bombs like this. Max also tries, as did Jaro, Zeb, Asgale, Patras, Jamuz, Beowulf, some kind of annoying flying thing, and Krebsig. But after a while, Breath of the Wild stalled out, and it came down between Motorsport and Mars. Motorsport with the 98 voters laying down 420, and at Borm 500,000. I wasn't aware Borm was so much into the motorsporting. Figured he was into other kinds of sporting, but there you go. Sunaj, Queen, Tixur, Mytherius, oh, what? The double agent, Electro. First failing on this, then failing on Motorsport. My goodness. Pandy, Dwalker, Salix, and Noxani pouring in the channel points, and it even had a fair bit of bits behind it by Muffin and Von Dougals. But it's all well and good supporting your favourite, but if you don't support enough, you end up ravaged by the minority behind Mars Horizon. Yeah, these people got together to tip the scales here. We had Radu, Cheese, Linux, and Alsvith all pouring in the bits, whilst the channel point support came in from Landuck Morkick, Azur Tin Karma, Lord Bane Acro, Jed Zeb, and Harbold BX. They all got together, and between them all, they were able to ensure that our next play takes us off into Mars. I know nothing about the game, I've never seen it played or fired it up, but I do have it, and I suppose starting next week, we're going to figure out what it's all about. So, it's been great fun today. Not earlier on when I was playing Civilization, that made me want to tear my own teeth out. But it was, it got a little better when we had the second Punishment game. A lot better when we crushed Indians and Lebanese and Jews and Egyptians beneath the mighty march of the Persians. And now we've got ourselves a solid long play for next week. In any case, until we start that up, it's a cheers from me, and at least until tomorrow's weekly one-shot, a cheerio.